right? It's not a big deal. Okie dokie. So let's play this thing. I've only seen parts of this match, so we'll see how it goes. But let's press play. We're in picks and bans, so immediately Cloud9 comes out with the Azir and Lucian ban. DFG is going to go for the Nidalee and Swain pick. Swain ban. Swain obviously a big contested pick in this patch. He's pretty much what Rise top lane used to be, just a tanky dude with consistent damage that could just bum rush the back line and blow somebody up for the most part. Just consistent damage overall. Rek'Sai is the last ban. Obviously, Rek'Sai, another top tank jungle that does a decent amount of damage, and I'm most likely going to mess up a lot of these names because I don't know some of the people that play on DFG. I mean, obviously RF Legendary played quite a bit, most recently on Renegades. Grigne, I don't know who that is. Demonte, I've heard of before. Maple, obviously. Papa Chow. So let's see what happens here. First pick, not a surprise. Rush getting his Kindred. He's played that champion so much in every single playoff game. Against TSM, he actually played it in each game. Picked up one win and a few losses with it. Not in part because he's not proficient with the champion, just Cloud9, the main squad not gelling that well with it. Rise being the last ban on the purple side. Obviously, he's a flex pick. He can go anywhere. DFG picking their first two. Ezreal and Echo looks like it's going to be. That's a flex. Echo can go in the mid lane or can go in the top lane. He's not as god tier as he was in his tank Echo phase, but he can still do a decent amount of damage. He can still get into the background line very quickly, stun some people up, and revert back to safety with his ultimate. Ezreal, obviously a staple of this last few patches. He does great poke damage. He does good consistent damage. He can clear the waves with his True Shot Barrage. He's not the best wave clear in terms of consistent wave clear, but he can clear out other waves in other lanes, so it's very good lane control ADC. We're going to take a look at Lemonation, going back to his Braum. Altec using Sivir. Let me just go through the lineups while DFG is picking their next two. Top lane, Balls, Rush in the jungle, High as the mid lane, Altec, AD carry, Lemonation as support. RF Legendary up in the top lane, Grigne in the jungle, and I may be pronouncing that wrong, I'm not sure, the font isn't that great. Demonte in mid lane, Maple as AD carry, and Papa Chow as support. We're waiting to see what the next two picks for DFG are. With a comp like this, you already have an engage tool. You already have a long poke champion. They may want to look at sieging towers. Echo is kind of like their safe guy to go in, tank up some shots, and jump back out while they take down the mid lane turret. So you may want somebody like Victor, who will be able to dissuade people from a turret. Okay, or you can go with Viger. That's most likely going to be a support Viger. He's seeing some play again. This is very pick comp oriented. You got Elise as well with your Repel Cocoon or your Flash Cocoon that you can catch people with. Viger, obviously he can put his E on the ground. I forgot what the heck that ability is called, but it can stop quite a bit of pressure. So this can also be a kite back comp. It's going to be interesting to see who they'll put in the mid lane. I'm not sure. Elise is there to either initiate picks. Viger is there to initiate picks, and teleport from Echo can secure them a kill. Maybe Twisted Fate they'll bring in there. Let's see what Cloud9 responds with. They got Sivir and Braum, which is a good lane. Of course, Balls is going to pick that Maokai. I'm actually surprised that it went this far down the pick ban order. High is going to take Gangplank. Gangplank coming back into the meta. We saw him at MSI quite a bit. Not much in the mid lane, but there were a few people that were using it. If I remember correctly, I want to say either Frostwolves or RNG picked them up, and it looks like a Trundle will probably go in the top lane. SKT obviously runs a lot of Trundle in the support role, not necessarily up in the top lane. But let's see if RF is going to pick Trundle to beat up on Maokai, which he will do. He'll always win that matchup realistically. Let's see what they do. So that would be, yeah. So Echo would be mid lane and Trundle would be top lane. And that's exactly what they're going to do. And Viger is going to go support, Elise jungle, Ezreal AD carry. I sincerely doubt they're going to do a Viger mid lane. That would be, yep, there he goes. Okay, so we got our matchups. We got Trundle versus Maokai up top, Kindred versus Elise in the jungle, High as Gangplank versus Damonte as Echo. We got Ezreal versus Sivir, and we have Braum versus Viger. So we're going to fast forward just a little bit past this big band phase. There we go. And I apologize that there's no sound audio. For whatever reason, they decided to release the VODs like this, spectated VODs. I don't know why they have no sound, but they have no sound whatsoever, and I actually included the in-game sound, so hopefully that's not too distracting. Okay, standard fan-out formation for both teams, actually. They're going to meet all in the middle. They're all just trying to get a view of where everybody else is. No lane swap shenanigans, it looks like it. Braum is actually in mid lane. He may go up with Maokai to alleviate a little bit of pressure from the Trundle, but we're not sure yet. It's still early. Everybody's just getting their wards in. DFG actually didn't get too deep of a ward. They only got a ward at the entrance of the jungle. Cloud9 actually got a very good ward. As you can see, it's next to the Krugs at the top right. So they're going to be able to see what happens. They're going to be able to see if DFG decides to do a late lane swap, and if that's not the case, then they will be able to see if Elise and Trundle decide to start on that side. So they do see it. They ping it out. They know that he's there. Cloud9 looks like they're pinging that they're going to start the Krugs as well to mirror the top lane. Alright, so we got Maple and Papa Chow playing very aggressively already, but they're walking into a ward. It seems like they're going to do an invade and try to interrupt this. Very interesting, but they're spotted, so I don't know if Cloud9 has already started the Krugs. I'd love if the spectator mode went down there, but we can't see. We're just watching High beating up on Damonte just a little bit, getting some early poke on it. It looks like nothing came about it. The health bars weren't really exhausted, but DFG did get an early win and stopped them from getting the Krugs because they did not get a level 2, and the camp is still there. So slight advantage for DFG. Oh, and Rush is going extremely aggressive in the top lane, or in the top jungle. He got Grigne very low, and he most likely stole that red buff. Both of them had their smite down, actually. I'm going to go ahead and say that he comfortably took it away, just looking at the health bars of Grigne and Rush. There's no reason why he wouldn't have, but it looks like he's also going to play even more aggressive. And even though High is pushed up to his turret, look at him, he's farming right under his turret. Rush is still going to go into that jungle and steal away now. It looks like he's stealing away the Raptor as well. That is very ballsy from the jungler. In the top lane, Maokai obviously is getting slow pushed into his turret. We're seeing him going back. The wave is pretty even right now. In the bot lane, Sivir's winning just a bit, but that's not really a surprise. We got a ward from DFG right in that bush, so they're going to be able to see if Kindred comes in for any gank shenanigans. Rush just going, clearing his jungle. Grigne set a little far behind, just hit level 3. Oh, there goes Damonte with a good little play. A chain of barrels doesn't do much. He definitely wins out on that trade. All right. Viger and Maple in the bot lane, helping Altic get a little bit more mana with that spell shield. Alright, Lemonation doesn't really have much of a chance to make a play here. That bush is warded for a few more seconds. It looks like Kindred's going up to do his own Raptors. Trundle's in the top lane, really pushing in onto Maokai. Oh, great chain that puts Damonte pretty low. Good barrel chain. And it looks like Lemonation and Altec were spotted out in the jungle. 3 wards, strangely, by DFG in the bottom side river, with only 1 ward in the bush, in the river bush up in the top lane. So very interesting. Kindred's still farming away like nobody's business right now. He's actually he's about doubled Grigney's CS for camps. So very interesting. He's going back to get some items. Elise is back. Going to start farming some more. So far, the game is pretty even, except for Maokai just clearing waves very well in the top lane. Just kind of, having no problems against Trundle at all right now. Disrupting Trundle's CS. He's doing a very good job at that. I mean, a lot of it is due to Balls knowing that Grigney was not going to be a problem, but he is going to be a problem right now. Balls jumps in for the Twisted Advance, but flashes out of the cocoon, point blank cocoon that Elise almost had on him, and he's able to flash away to safety, but flash down. He was playing a little bit too aggressive. He knew that Kindred was really eating Elise's lunch in the early game, but Kindred had already gone back and was not anywhere near the top lane, so it was a little bit too much of a pushed up play. Altec almost completely out of mana. It looks like there's another fight. Balls TP'd right back into the top lane and started beating him in a little bit more. Rush in a 2v1 fight against Grigney and Demonte, but here's High, and it looks like Grigney is going to go down for first blood. And that first blood is going to go to High. He should have flashed away from that once Demonte backed off, but he wanted to get the first blood, and he just didn't have as much. He didn't have the damage that he needed. Papachai almost got into the brush in time to disrupt Altec from going back, but that was not to be. Rush is going in for the kill again. This RF Legendary is dead. Oh, man. High puts the ultimate on there, and it looks like Balls was gift wrapped that kill. And High now chasing off Demonte. 2 kills back-to-back for Cloud9. And Demonte is now getting bullied around a little bit. His health bar is very, very low. He still has his flash, so he can still run away from that. But, oh, there we go. There's a fight. And Demonte is just going to get soloed. He thought that Elise, Grigney, was there, going to be there sooner than he was. But now Grigney's most likely going to get the return kill. He has to flash to get the kill on High. And, wow, I don't even think that was worth it. Well, okay, so this game is accelerating very quickly. 11k to 9.4. No turrets or dragons have been taken yet. Grigney has a kill on the board, but Echo was soloed out. He started the fight too early. Elise did not flash Cocoon. Most likely did not have a good vantage point to be able to do so. And Echo gets killed before Grigney even gets there. Quite a mistake. Alright. Balls going to find the pink ward in the bush. Clear that out. High coming back to lane after dying. Gets a sheen and a item that I forgot the name of. That I buy all the time. High going to duel with Demonte just a little bit. Looks like he's going for that Trinity Force as the first item, which makes sense. RF Legendary had to get 2 Doran's Blades to deal with the harass that he's been getting. And he's got a pink ward in the inventory. It looks like Kindred is looking to steal Grigney's jungle with the help of Balls. I'm telling you, Grigney is not having a good game right now, and he's not enjoying the harass that Kindred is just serving him. I play jungle mostly myself, and Rush is going back in to give a lot of punishment to Legendary. He takes about a quarter of his health down. They are most likely looking to dive. Yes, Balls was waiting for the Twisted Advance comes in. Rush is just putting down the damage. Balls himself is most likely going to have to flash out of here not to die. RF Legendary turns around, gets the kill first, but Kindred gets the return kill. Now another fight in the river. Altec doing some damage. Ooh, hits. Oh, True Shot Barrage goes across. Doesn't kill anybody. The mid lane fight results in no kills. Sloppy dive in the top lane by Balls, and ooh, there's a barrel chain that might connect. It's not going to hit DeMonte, but it does clear out the wave. Sloppy dive by Balls and Rush. They stuck around for way too long. Balls took way too much damage. And RF Legendary did a great job of subjugating and surviving long enough for the turret to do enough damage for him to get a kill first before going down. So now he's got 2 longswords and 2 Dorn's Blade with a pair of boots. Balls has his Balmy Cinder with a chain vest and 2 Doran's rings. DeMonte running away from those barrels. He does not want to take those. They are not fun, I can tell you that much. Sivir, comfortable lead, 11 CS. Balls, over 20 on Legendary. All across the board, even in the support role, Cloud9 is pulled ahead on CS to get a comfortable 2.7k lead with no dragon or tower taken. 10 minutes in the game. Teleport used by DeMonte to get back into lane. RF Legendary's teleport will be coming up shortly, while Cloud9 has all of theirs. Cloud9's bottom lane is in the jungle, clearing out wards, it looks like. They are converging on Dragon. High is pushing up mid lane, making sure that Echo has to deal with that minion wave that's getting there, and it looks like Cloud9 has slain the dragon. Sadly, the spectator mode did not go over to see what dragon that was, and it looks like RF Legendary and Balls are having a 1v1. Grignate comes out of nowhere. He's going in for the kill. Misses the cocoon. Balls does a good flash and dodges the cocoon. But overall, successful gank by causing Balls to blow his flash, and the Maokai has to retreat out of lane because the Elise is just chasing him down, making sure that he's not in any bush. Up here comes Rush. He's putting the damage on Papa Chow, but he's against 2. He's against Maple, and he kills Papa Chow. Now he's going against Maple. He might get this kill. I think he is. No, he's not. Yes, he does. He burns him down with the red buff. DeMonte and High are going to have a 1v1 that's not going to go anywhere. They're going to take a little chunk off of each other. But wow, Rush solos both Maple and Papa Chow, and it makes perfect sense. Rush is level 9 to Maple 7, and High is going on the offensive with the help of Rush. DeMonte has to run away. And it looks like High and Rush, with the help of Braum, are going to try to take down this mid lane. They should. They have 4 minions. One of them is the large, the large minion. So they take down the mid lane. Second one of the game. And they have a 5k, 6k gold lead at 12 minutes and 30 seconds. 6 kills to 2. High's completed his Trinity Force on a Gangplank. He is 3-1-2. Comparative to Echo, DeMonte, who is 0-1-1 and has not completed an item as of yet. Trundle in the top lane, going for a Tiamat, going into a Ravenous. And it looks like Kindred, with the help of Braum and Balls, going to take the Rift Herald easily. Rift Herald obviously buffed to have much more health now, so you really have to be at a powerful level, a comfortable level, to be able to take it. And you have to have time. Lemonation getting caught by a cocoon, taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too dangerous. Bottom lane, High is farming out against Trundle. Trundle has no armor. He has lifesteal and he has magic resist. He has Negatron cloak. That is not going to do much against High, who has that Trinity Force, as well as a BF sword. Pinged all around for the southern jungle. Everyone except Echo and Trundle are now in the... I'm sorry, Echo and Maokai are now in the mid lane and bot lane. Rush still stealing. Ball's in a little one-on-one with Damonte. This isn't going to turn into much. Except for Altec popping his ultimate on the hunt, going for Damonte. Damonte may just die, and he is slain. High, going to pop the ultimate down in the bot lane. Rush and Grigne going at it. 1v1. Balls is right there. Does he have the twisted advance? He is not in rage. Rush has to use his ultimate to stay alive. Papa Chow doing a bit of damage. True Shot Barrage misses, but he does get with the Mystic Shot. Ball is taking a little bit of damage. Rush dodges out of the shot. Papa Chow now going down. Everyone is so low. And no one, remarkably, is going to die. Wow. What a fight. Sivir and Maokai going to go back to the top lane, and they're most likely going to get it. Yes, they are. It is now 4 turrets to 0. Kindred back in her jungle, clearing it out, killing the wolves. Level 10 now. QSS completed. What can DFG do here? Cloud9 is playing the map very well, getting into these isolated skirmishes, but skirmishes where they typically have the advantage. DFG has to be able to create some picks, separate Cloud9, separate them into smaller groups. Get picks with your Echo and your Elise combination. Stop this Maokai from getting going, really. He's got 2 Doran's rings, a Sunfire cape, and a Spectral cloak. Or Spectral cowl. He is rather tanky, and that's exactly what they're trying to do with the Echo and the Elise. He's going to miss the... Oh, my goodness. He's going to miss the cocoon. Balls does a picture perfect. And High is going to teleport in. And he's going to flash in. And that's a dead Damonte. High flashes in, puts down the damage after the twisted advance from Rush or from Balls. And Damonte, knowing that he was going to die, had to burn his ultimate just to be able to go back in place. But guess what? It wasn't far enough. And so he just dies and gives up his ultimate. Another ultimate, and wow! Papa Chow gets taken down by the siege of Cloud9. Altec is critting like a madman. Forces Maple to use the heal. They're now on the inhibitor turret. 4 members of Cloud9, while Maokai is pushing up at the top lane. High has to be careful. He's taking a lot of damage here, and he's going to die to the turret. But so is RF Legendary. He's going to be killed by Rush, who is on a killing spree. 3-0-2. They're going to keep on attacking this turret. The wave clear of Damonte is not going to be able to clear the wave fast enough. And that's another turret down. That's 6 turrets to 0 for Cloud9. 10 kills to 3. They're now at a 12k gold lead. 1 dragon is all that's been taken down in 17 minutes. It is up now, and that's exactly where Cloud9 is going. Let's see if it shows it. There it is. They're going to base. DFG is really on the back foot right now. I mean, I'm not really sure what they can do to come back from this. I mean, it is quite a beating. Let's not kid ourselves. The water dragon was just taken by Cloud9. Alright, let's see where everybody is on the map. Sivir is in the mid lane, pushing the wave, while High and Braum are going into the top lane. Elise is the only one that was protecting the wave up there. Maokai is going to get his own wave in the bot lane to soak up. He's ahead of Legendary, 155 to 127 in terms of CS. It looks like he's going to be a little pick. RF Legendary, Papa Chow are going to put the damage onto Lemonation. Subjugate has not been used. Demonte finally gets a kill, but High is here with Rush. Everyone is pretty split up. Maple and Rush. Rush is going to flash through the True Shot Barrage and just 1v1 Maple. Ezreal had not much of a chance when you missed that True Shot Barrage. And that's going to be the only casualty besides Lemonation getting killed off. Man, a lot of indecision. I feel like they did not decide to put all of their damage onto Lemonation. They were afraid that there was backup. There was indecision. When they finally decided to kill him, it was too late. Rush was there. High was there. And High is going in on a 2v1. He's fighting Papa Chow and RF Legendary. But here's Altec. High proceeding forward. Papa Chow is dead here. He's a goner. Boom. High gets the kill. He could not run away. They're going to get another turret. 7 turrets to 0 right now. Altec critting incredibly hard with that static shiv. And they're just going to take up the turret here. Ball's taking a little bit of damage. He gets cocooned. And is getting hit by the Iceborne Gauntlet of Maple. But Maple really just hasn't gotten to the point where he's doing much damage to them. Look at him. He's hitting his Mystic shots and it's like tickles. He's only got his Iceborne Gauntlet and his Manamune. Alright, now DFG is chasing. But High is going to turn around and almost take out Demonte. Balls is going to twist it advance. Might have not been the smartest idea. But he's invulnerable because Rush puts down the Lantern Bite. Lemonation gets caught by a cocoon. Cloud9 is now backing away while DFG is still chasing. Altec is going to get across. Ultimate by Lemonation. Twisted Advance again by Balls. RF Legendary is going to go down. Balls is going to stay alive. Another kill. Papa Chow is now dead. Rush going in on Gingray. He's going to get killed. Rush is alive by Altec's heal. Wow. The only member left is Maple, who gets slowed down. Altec going to get that kill. Going to get that crit and the kill. And Cloud9 is going to get the top inhibitor. They are going to get the mid inhibitor. At 21 minutes, 15 cents. I will like to mention that Balls did die in that extended fight. But at the end of the day, it was 4-for-1. Demonte in the backline trying to disrupt backs. But really, I mean, he's at half health. He was taken out of that fight immediately by the barrel chain by High. He had to parallel converge right out of the fight, right over the wall, and he was not able to do a darn thing. Cloud9 doing a fantastic job of controlling the chaos and causing the weaker members of DFG to fight the stronger members. Kindred is going to beat Ezreal at this point of the game. With the items that they have, a 6, 0, and 5 Kindred is going to decimate a 0, 3, and 2 Ezreal every chance they get. And Kindred just keeps on finding Ezreal. And not only does he find him, he finds him alone. And that's what really makes the difference. High, able to take down Echo very low before Echo can even initiate. And that's doing wonders. Because Echo is going to be the main damage that's going to go into the back line. But he cannot go into the back line. Trundle goes in. He's expecting Echo to go in with him, and he just cannot. I don't care how powerful your Subjugate is. If you're the only target for Cloud9 to whack at, man, oh man. This is turning out to be a stomp. And here goes Cloud9 with a Baron attempt. This is actually a little risky because Elise is there and the rest of DFG is coming around. Maikai fighting Ezreal in the top lane. High is going to take down Grignay almost. Barrel chain. He's going to put down the ultimate. Grignay is going to flash out. High's now in trouble. Trundle is going for the kill. Demonte gets killed by going into the Baron pit, and Cloud9 gets the Baron. Very risky. Rush going on Papa Chow kills him. Wow, Demonte, Grignay, and Papa Chow all get killed in the flash of an eye. Balls teleported in already. Baron taken. 3-for-1. High is dead. But they're going to take these Baron Power minions, and I would assume that they're going to push for the Nexus. 23 minutes and 37 seconds in. Super minions already on the turret. The left Nexus turret is going to go down. They're going to start working on the right one. bottom Nexus turret is going to go down. And with only 2 people up, they are not going to be able to stop the onslaught on the Nexus by Cloud9. Game 1 is going to go down. The quarterfinals, or I should say the summer qualifier, open qualifier finals, Game 1, Cloud9 is going to take it. And what one would consider a hell of a snowball. It was very dicey at the end there. I don't think Cloud9 should have done that risky Baron, but hey, I'm not a pro LCS player, and technically neither are these guys. Thanks for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment. Let's cancel that. This is Periodik saying see ya.